What up, y'all? Welcome to the channel, Chillinwithlanda. If you're new here, then thank you for clicking on my video. Subscribe, like the video, hit your notification bell to keep up with me. And if you already a part of the crew, then you already know what time it is. I got another story time for y'all. And yeah, this story I was wrong in this story, y'all. I was wrong. I was dead wrong, but I had a memory. Something recently popped up on my Facebook feed, and I just got to tell this little story here. So let's just go ahead and get into it. We're going to call him Big Mike. Big Mike is just what his name sounds like. He was like 6'2", 6'3". He was between about a good 350 pounds, something like that. He was a very big guy. His skin complexion was just a little bit darker than mine. And we met on a website. I can't really remember exactly what website back then. It could have been Moco Space. It could have been Facebook when it was new. It could have been one of those websites. I'm not sure exactly what, but I remember it was a website. He got in my inbox, and Big Mike, his vibe was cool. He had me laughing through the inbox. So, we was chatting for a little bit. I wasn't so in a hurry to give him my number, but eventually I did, y'all. And we started talking on the phone, and he was a vibe. He was a very sweet guy. I just noticed that he had a little anger problem. When he didn't get his way, or like when we were on the phone and we were talking about a certain conversation and I didn't necessarily agree with what he was talking about, I noticed that his personality would change just a little bit. Now, the thing about Big Mike, I'm not tooting my own horn, but he was very much more into me than I was to him. Like, he was just a year or two older than me. I wanted my cake and eat it too, honey. I was talking to another guy. I wanted to date around. I was not trying to be tied down with a boyfriend, I was younger and I just wanted to date around. I had a little few pics, a little call arounds when I was bored or whatever. I really wasn't trying to be tied down, but Big Mike was on your girl body. He loved me. Like, he really was into me, y'all. He would text me all day. He would like call the house phone all day. And the times that I would answer and talk with him on the phone, he would have me on the phone for hours. I would have to lie to him. A lot of times I lied to him and was like, somebody calling the other line, my daddy got to use the phone. Or when we was on my cell phone, I would just be like, oh, one of my aunties calling. I would always lie to him to try to get out the phone. And he would always be like, you lying. Your daddy don't need to use the phone. I didn't hear that click on the other line. Like, you're lying. And he was right. Like, almost 90% of the time, Big Mike was right. Every time I was lying to him to get off the phone, he was right. He was very much so right. That's just how our dynamic was, at the beginning. He was always into me, calling me, and he would text me the same thing all day. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? I'm doing the same thing I was doing an hour ago. Ain't much change. Like, it, yeah, he was very much so more into me than I was to him, y'all. Neither one of us had a car at this time, so seeing each other was like very scarce. We did get to see each other a few times. Like, we would like meet up at the train station. We would ride the train station, go places. I did go to his home a few times. His mom was like, he would talk about his mom a lot, but I never seen her. I went to his house maybe 2 or 3 times at this point, like before he got a car. And I never seen his mom. He had 2 sisters and, one nephew. He would always talk about his brother. He had a brother that was a little younger than him, but I never ever physically seen the brother. Like, every time I went to the house, I never really got to see the brother in person. I just would hang with his sisters, and, it was only like 2 or 3 times because, I wasn't really into Big Mike like that, y'all. I'm just being quiet. I feel like his demeanor, like his size scared me. He was real big. I'm not talking about just fat. I'm talking about like big. He was big, and when he got mad, he kind of intimidated me. So, I kind of was trying to get away from Big Mike, but he was not letting that happen. No. He's getting his money up a little bit at this point. Big Dade. His name was Big Dade. He was a rapper. Well, he was rapping at this time. His name was Big Dade, and he was doing pretty good. Like, he was doing pretty good, y'all. Like, his music was not gangster music. He rapped about conscious music, helping the black folk, getting the community together, just life struggles. He rapped about stuff like that. So it stuck well with a lot of people. He made a few songs at the beginning, and He will always have me listen to them first. I can't stand that. If y'all listen to my other story times, I can't stand a man who's already grown trying to become a rapper and ask me, do I want to hear their music? No, I don't want to hear your music. But when Big Mike approached me with his music, it hit different. It was very mature and it was good, you know? So he was doing that for a little bit. Big Mike was getting his money up. You know, he was getting that money up. And he got a truck. He brought the truck and he put rims on it. You know, he pimped it out a little bit, put the little stuff in the insides, had it going good. He just pimped this truck up, you know, put the stereos in the back, and I was really, really proud of him. So now it went from getting to just see each other 2 or 3 times. Now he's taking me on dates. I'm frequently going by his house. Still never seeing his mom. Still never seeing this brother that he always talk about. You know, so one day he called me. He was just like, I'm outside. I love calls like that. I'm outside. Don't call me, ask me what I'm doing. I'm not doing nothing. I don't call me and ask me, do I want to? No. Call me and say, I'm outside. I like calls like that. So he was like, I'm outside. And I was like, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? I was already kind of cute. So I just put on whatever, my sandals or whatever, and I went out. And, you know, we went to his house again. And once again, it's always just him and his 2 sisters and his nephew. He was the oldest of them, you know. We were at his house this day, and I'm always comfortable. He always let me get comfortable at his house. And everybody's home. We're in the living room, and this time the sister had a photo album book, y'all. A photo album book must be from the grandma house. Somebody older in the family brung over a photo book, y'all. You know the older people always had them pictures. So we're all in the living room. Big Mike is in the kitchen because he besides rapping, he can cook. He should have been a chef. So he's in the kitchen cooking. And I'm in the living room with his sisters and his nephew, and we looking through the photo book. I don't know half of these people. If it didn't have Michael in it, I didn't know half of these people. Like, if it didn't have him in it, I didn't know him. But I was looking. So we're flipping through the album, and, you know, the sister's telling me this is the mama, this little Billy, you know, just showing me people in the photo album. Then we get to his little brother, and we're going to call him Dion. Now, Big Mike brother Dion, I had never seen him at the house. Every time I go to the house, I had never seen him. He's never there. But they had pictures of him in the photo album. Dion, you know, he was a little younger than Big Mike. And he was total opposite looking. He was like skinny. He was dark skinned, had a skinny head. Big Mike was big red, 6'4", hovering over the city. That was total opposite. And I thought he was kind of handsome. Now, most people, most girls or men probably have experienced this situation where you start dating somebody and it's not serious, but then they bring you around their friends or whoever, and you see somebody and you be like, damn, I got the wrong one. Now, I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, y'all, but come on now. Some of y'all have been in the same situation because I like the chocolate men, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, Dion is kind of handsome, you know. I really wasn't sweating. It was just a picture. I wasn't really sweating the picture. I just noticed that Dion was a little more my speed and he was handsome. So I'm looking at the pictures. I'm like, okay, because he had football pictures. He played football in high school. He played football. You know, he was fresh in college. He was doing his thing. So they had a lot of pictures of Dion. And I was just looking through the pictures and, you know, that's what it was. That's just what it was, y'all. I thought he was handsome. Whatever. So we're still at the table. It's now we're done looking at the pictures. And one of the aunties that was there, the older aunties who, you know, just chilling around, she was mentioning that their annual family reunion was coming up. And so, like I said, Big Mike had got his little money up and got his funny up. Got him a truck and had all kind of jewelry. Big Mike was doing his thing off the rap, y'all. Like, a lot of little labels was messing with Big Mike. I really thought Big Mike was going to blow off the music. I really did think that. So, you know, he's in the kitchen cooking and he could just hear his auntie talking about the family reunion and how her sisters, you know, the other aunties, when it's time for the family reunion to come around, everybody go ghost. Nobody want to put in for money. You know, everybody talk about it throughout the year. You know how everybody talk the talk but don't walk the walk. it was one of those kind of conversations. So of course, Big Mike, he had anger issues, but he was a stand-up kind of guy. I guess, because he was just like, don't worry about it, auntie, I got half of it this year. And what he meant by half of it, he was just going to pay for all the food, and he was going to pay for the big cabin that they were going to stay in. So, the auntie is just like, okay, nephew, I see you, nephew. I feel like she was only doing that because he was there. I'm just being honest. Like, okay, so y'all have family reunions every year, and every year it comes out as a success from what I see, the pictures and the stories I've heard. All of a sudden, now you see Mike getting his little money up. Now, all of a sudden, oh, I don't know how we gonna do it this year. All of a sudden, now the money looking funny, but it is what it is. He's the nephew. He stood up and he agreed to pay half of the cost, and that's what it was. I didn't ask, but I knew that he was going to ask me to go because we wasn't deep into it. We only had been dating like a few months at this point. I was about to graduate high school when I met Big Mike. And at this point, I was freshly graduated high school. So maybe like 4 or 5 months, me and him had been talking and just kicking it, just talking. And I didn't ask him. I just knew he was going to ask me to go to this family reunion because I was there. I heard everything. We've been kicking it. He's obsessed with me. So, of course, y'all, I said, yeah, I want to go. It's going to be in Georgia. I ain't never go nowhere. I don't do nothing. Let me go. I want to go. So, he didn't want to drive his truck. He loved that truck. We get a rental. The day that we were supposed to start driving up to Georgia, he picks me up. I get my little bag and, now he gets another rental, and the rental is a truck, a 3-row seater expedition, whatever. It was a big truck because, like I said, Big Mike had a little money. So it was his 2 sisters, his nephew, and guess who we don't see? Dion. I never seen his little brother. I only seen him on the pictures from the photo album. But I was just, that wasn't, it crossed my mind one time, but it was just like, dang, I done been to your house at least 10, 11 times now, and I never seen your little brother. It did make me feel curious. Like, now I want to see your little brother. Every time I'm over here, and y'all, it's not that I was worrying about him. It's just because every time I'm over there, they're talking about Dion. A lot of times I was with Big Mike, he's talking about Dion. So I naturally grew curious of this brother, I seen the pictures of him and stuff, but where is he? Where is he in the flesh? We're driving up to Georgia, child. We get to the cabin. Big, beautiful cabin. I'm talking about, it was like, that shit was nice. It was real nice. Like 2 stories, had all kind of stuff out there, and the grills was clean, had a jacuzzi. It was real nice, y'all. So everybody, all the aunties and his family is there. His family was very nice. Some of them was kind of shady, like most family members are. But for the most part, his family was good, and I got along very good with his sisters, But it's just something in me. I just still was not really into Big Mike how he was into me. And you might say, Londa, well, he seemed like a good man, Savannah. Yes, but not for me. Like, am I wrong for not really, like, wanting to be in a relationship with Big Mike? Like, I don't know. I always felt guilty. Like, I don't know, back then, like, he just worshiped the ground I walked on, and I just did not feel the same. I really just did not feel the same. We all settled in, and everybody is getting comfortable in the cabin. We're all, pulling out the games. It's a good vibe. The next morning, we got all kind of amenities. We got the lake, we got the jacuzzi. It's huge. They did it big, right? Big Mike was the only man in my life, besides my birth, that can lift me up. He would literally lift me up like I was nothing. He was the only man that can lift me up. So we all in the lake, the pool, jacuzzi. We just everywhere around this cabin, the area. The whole community felt like ours. So he was the only man that could lift me up. So of course he was just throwing me in the pool. We just having fun. I remember him trying to get into the tire. He was too big. He tried to get in the tire and almost popped it. Tried to get on the tire. It sunk. It was just ridiculous, the things he was trying to do. And his body, like his height just was not working with the things he was into. But we all had a great time. And, I'm just mentioning this part that A couple of times that we would hang out, me and him would take some pictures. And like I said, even back then, I wasn't a poster on Facebook. I am a looker. But me and him would take a few pictures, like a few selfies. And like I said, Mike was very attracted to me. So he would like post a little selfie here and there on his Facebook page. Now, with that being said, the day is going on and we all chilling, they grilling and we having fun and we drinking a little bit and we just having a good time. So while I'm around Big Mike, he get a phone call, he answers his phone, and it's Dion. And Dion is just checking on the family, asking how the day going, cause he wasn't there. He's never around. But he called Big Mike and he asking, what y'all doing? How is it? Big Mike got him on FaceTime and he got the camera faced around showing him the cabin. Just like, oh, look what Unc grilling, just showing Dion the scene, showing him what everybody doing. He showed me a little bit and I'm just like, hey, in the camera, whatnot. And he's like, oh, okay, what's up? He hangs up and we continue about our day. We drink some more. We have fun till our hearts just went out. We just had so much fun. Me and Big Mike is in the room. I was taking off my clothes to, of course, take a shower because I done been in all kind of water. I need to shower. While I'm getting ready to get in the shower, he gets another phone call. It's Dion again. So, that's his brother. Brothers talk. They seem like they was very close because, like I said, Big Mike will always mention Dion, which made me curious on who is this person? Like, why is he never around? So I'm in the bathroom with the door open, but I can hear him on the phone and, they're talking and they, just normal conversation. And Dion asks again, well, he asks about me this time. He's like, well, what about your girlfriend? Like, how your girlfriend doing, And I was just thinking, I'm not his girlfriend, but, we dating. But Dion was just asking about me. And he talked a little bit about the cabin and the family reunion, asking about family members, but the majority of that call before I stepped in the shower was about me, asking about me. And it just was like, how's she doing? Oh, she enjoying the family, she feel comfortable, okay, she just asking about me and my comfortability. It was very, very whatever. Now, as big as the bathroom was in those cabins, it was still was a one shower type bathroom layout. So once I took my shower, I got out and Big Mike, it's time to take his shower. So it take a little time. He cut on the music and you just vibing. We on vacation, So I knew it was going to be a little time for Big Mike to be in the shower. So once I got dressed and I dried off and I went outside, it was a couple of his cousins out there. His sisters was out there and everybody was just in the layout chairs around the little rocks or whatever. Or, they was just out there chilling. So I'm like, let me go out there too because Big Mike going to be in the shower for a while. I go out there, I'm talking to them, but it was a nice little cabana by this tree, and it was solo. So I went over there, and I'm just strolling my little Nokia under the tree, minding my business, and like a few minutes later, one of Big Mike's sisters come over to me, and she like passed me the phone. Okay. I'm thinking maybe it's Big Mike asking where I'm at because why he didn't call my phone, I don't know. Maybe my phone don't have service. That's what my initial thought was. Maybe Big Mike was trying to call me to see where I was and the call wasn't going through. So his sister passed me the phone and I'm like, hello. And I hear the voice. He like, hello. And it wasn't Big Mike voice. So I'm like, hello. He's like, what's up? I'm like, who is this? He's like, Dion. Oh, hello. Hey, what's up? He was like, this Londa. I'm like, yeah. He was like, oh, how you doing? How you doing, sis? I'm like, well, okay, I'm doing good. He was like, I'm so confused. Am I missing something? So he just like, you enjoying yourself? I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. He's like, okay, that's good. I'm glad you like the family. They seem to like you too. Am I missing something? Why am I on the phone with Dion right now? Like, why you didn't call your brother phone? Why you didn't talk to your sister? Why are you talking to me right now? So, I'm short sentencing him like, okay, like, yeah, I'm having a good time. What's up, So he was just like, I'm just checking on you to see how you doing, making sure you enjoying yourself. That's all he kept saying. So I'm like, yeah, I had a good time. And I passed the sister back the phone. Did I miss something, y'all? Did I miss something? You could have called Big Mike. You could have called your sister. You could have called any one of your family members to get an update on how everybody doing. Again, you were just talking to Big Mike when I was getting in the shower. Why do you feel the need to call again? So it was just giving very strange. And again, y'all, I thought that picture was handsome of him, in his little football uniform. That was it, and that was all. But I found that real strange. Like, why are you? And then the sister gonna give the phone to me. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's happening right now. The reunion was a success, y'all. It was a success. It was very fun. I was like kind of looking forward to the next year. We had a ball, right? So we make it back, and a little time go by. Me and Big Mike is still like, dating. We're still hanging out every now and then because, again, he got a little money. So we going here and there, everywhere, right around the town in his truck because he want to show it off. And, we vibing one day. So we left this restaurant and he left his phone on top of the truck, like on my side. He was doing something in the back seat of me, and he must have put his phone on top of the truck and forgot it. He pulled off, and I hear something drop on the floor or on the ground. I look in the mirror and I see a little device on the ground. I tell him to stop. He stopped the truck, and since it was on my side, I just hopped out real quick. Now, when I hopped out real quick to get the phone, when the phone must have hit the ground, it must have cut on. Now his phone had a lock on it, but you know how when people send you notifications on a home screen, you can, if you have the settings that way, you can see the actual message. So the light was on, and I'm picking up the phone, so I'm just naturally gonna take a look. And it was a couple of messages, and it just had a name. It didn't have a name actually. If it had a name, all I saw was a emoji with the heart kiss. You know what I'm talking about? That emoji. If it had a name, I didn't see the name. All I seen was a emoji. And it was, the first messages was just like, where you at? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And it was some other messages, but I didn't really get to see that. So I picked it up and I get back in the truck. I give him his phone. We riding, and now I'm just thrown off. I'm a little quiet. I don't want to talk no more. I don't want you touching me. Get your hand off my thigh. And he's just driving. He's peeping a little bit, but he's not really addressing it. So we still riding, and we get to this light, and I just couldn't take it no more. So I was like, who is that person with the heart emoji in your phone? I don't know what you talking about. Okay. So I seen it on your phone, Big Mike. I seen it on the phone. With the heart. What's that about? He lied, he lied, he lied. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. So, I didn't want to blow my top because, like I said, Big Mike was kind of a good guy, but he had anger problems. And his size, I was intimidated a little bit by his size. When he got mad, I don't know what he's capable of doing. So I kept my cool. And I was just like, you know what? After you do this little errand, take me home. And that's just what he did. I started ignoring him. I started ignoring him real bad. He would text and call me. Like I said, he would text and call me, text and call me. I block him on my little Nokia. He'll call the house phone. It came to a point where I was taking the phone off the hook in the house, like, boy, leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone. So it was a little time before, this little time that I wasn't talking to him. I get a friend request on Facebook. So when you get a friend request on Facebook, you just click on the profile because who the hell are you? So I'm looking at the picture, and it's, the profile is private, so I could just see like the profile picture. So I blow up the profile picture, and it looked familiar. It looked very familiar to me. It just looked familiar. Skinny face, tall, dark skin. Dude, it just looked very familiar to me. But I just could not put my hand on who it was. But I just sat there for a second, and I just kept staring at that picture. I just didn't know who it was. But I know who you is, but I don't know who you are. I stared at that picture for a little bit. Sat on it, thought about it, went back to it, denied the request. Couple hours go by, I get another friend request from the same person. Now the person name, it was some off-putting name, K-Mac, Green Dot, some crap like that. So I didn't know who it was, but they requested again. So I pull up that same profile picture, and I'm staring at it again because I know you, but I don't know you. it was just bothering me. So I sat on it again. Eventually, I was just like, since his profile is private, I can't see nothing. Let me go ahead and add him so that I can see other pictures, see your activity. So I go ahead and I accept that friend request, y'all. And I'm going through now. This had to be some kind of burner account, or just somebody like me who just really did not post a lot, because it was very, very boring. It didn't have many posts. It had minimum pictures, and I was just like, okay, maybe he's just a boring guy like me. I did not do anything to the profile. I didn't say anything. But later on that day, I get a, y'all remember that good old poke? I get a poke on Facebook, and it's him. So I'm like, okay, who is this guy? Who sent you, sir? Who? I see the poke. I don't respond. Some time go by, and he pokes me again. So now I poke back, because who are you? Are you going to say anything to me? Once again, the picture looked very familiar, but I don't know who this person is. It's like I've seen you before, but I don't know who you are. So I poke the profile back, because who are you? Who sent you? So he finally inboxed me, and he was like, what's up? How you doing? I'm like, hi. I just sent hi. And he's just like, how you doing? What's up? What's your name? Sir, you don't see my profile? My profile is Londa Chillin. Like, you don't see my name? So I found that kind of corny. How I didn't see the signs, I don't know. So I'm like, you can't see the profile? My name is Londa. So we just talk. I'm like, well, what's your name? Like, like I said, with some little crazy profile name. He telling me, okay, Mac, or whatever. So I'm like, just like when I'm mad, I short sentence you. I was doing the same thing in the inbox. He was asking me questions, and I was just like 1-2 wording him. Like, I really was not feeling the vibe, because I feel like I'm getting set up. And I don't know how I was just so stupid to fall into the trap. I don't know how I didn't see the signs. When I seen that picture, I should have blocked the hell out of that profile, but I did not. Because you know what? Londa liked to have her cake and eat it too. That's my fault. I fell right into the trap. The bear trap got my leg. Just like I did Big Mike, I give him my number, and we started texting. We texted for a little bit. Texting went from us being on the phone. Now y'all, we have been talking for a while. Like, I done built rapport now. Like, you can scroll up on our messages at this point. We've been talking for a little bit. So, naturally, we're going to flirt with each other, because I did think the picture was handsome, even though my dumb ass should have known better. But I thought the picture was handsome, and I'm just like, I want to date around, child. I'm going to just talk to him. And we flirting in the inbox at this point. It went from the inbox to us on the phone. So now I'm on the phone with him late nights, child. And we're talking. I kind of slowed it down from like flirting with him so much and talking on the phone with him, because like I said, me and Big Mike was not talking, but he was still texting and calling me. Like, he was just still texting and calling me, just very much obsessed. Like, so, I kind of slowed down from talking to K-Mac on Facebook, and I just was like, okay, Big Mike, if you sorry, you know what I'm saying, if you're not really doing what you're doing, whatever, then I'll talk to you. So that's what I started doing. I started talking back to Big Mike. So, he asked to pick me up, in his truck, pick me up in his truck. And I was like, okay, I'm thinking we going on a date, child. So me and Big Mike in the truck. And this day we riding. The spot that he told me we were going to, we had done passed that spot. We probably like 10 minutes past that spot. So I'm asking Big Mike, where are we going? Where you got me going? Like, where are we? We're literally in the middle of the street at this point. It's like a long dirt road. We in the back of the airport somewhere, and it's just like, where are we going? So I'm questioning Big Mike. So we're down this dirt road, and he pulled to the side, y'all. And when he pulled to the side, I was just like, okay, he must be wanting to talk. Maybe he's lost. I don't know. I was just thinking all kind of stuff. What happened was the last thing that I thought of. So he pulled to the side. Half of the car is still in one lane, and half of the car is off to the side, in safety. But we were in the middle of the road. That's how I knew some was about to go down, because he didn't care that if nobody were in his car. So he parked, and he's just looking at me. And I was just looking at him. He's looking at me, and I'm just looking at him. And I'm like, what? So he was like, so you been talking to somebody? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't been talking to nobody. He's just looking at me. And now my heart getting to racing. I'm getting a little scared. So he was like, you sure you're not talking to nobody? And I was like, I'm not really talking to nobody. Like, I don't know what you really talking about. And I was getting a little nervous and scared because he never really got that loud with me. He never really got aggressive with me. Sometimes he did, and he would intimidate me, but not really. He was real quiet. He was real quiet, and he was real focused on what he was saying, and I was getting nervous. So we sitting there in the car. We sitting there, and he pulled out his phone, and he was just scrolling up and down on his phone. He was like, so you not talking to nobody? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? Just lying through my little teeth. He flipped the phone around to me and showed me K-Mac. And he was like, do you know that's my little brother? If I could find that sound effect, dun, dun, dun. I felt so stupid. I couldn't say nothing. I'm sitting in the car, y'all. He was like, you been talking to my little brother, Dion? And I was just like, what? I don't even know your brother. Who is your brother? Who is your brother? He was like, you been talking to Dion, my little brother. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that ain't your brother. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He get to flipping that thumb on that phone. He was like, oh, so y'all wasn't talking, you wasn't saying this and you wasn't saying that, you wasn't saying this and you wasn't saying that. I'm steady lying. I'm like, no, I don't know what you talking about. I wasn't talking to nobody. Yeah, I'm single. I ain't trying to be in a relationship. For real. You think I'm cute? Yeah. Nah, I don't talk to nobody. I'm single. I ain't dating nobody, but you know what I'm saying? We could do what they do, boo. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't talking to nobody. I've been to myself. I've been home watching Disney Channel. I don't know what you're talking about. So he reaches over me and he attempts to open the car door. And he pushing my shoulder, trying to make me get out the car. I'm holding on the door. I'm like, no, I'm not getting out the car. He's like, get out of my car. Get the hell out of my car. Get out of my car. I'm like, I'm not getting out of your car. I don't know what you're talking about. Steady lying. Just sad. So he's steady trying to push me out of the car, and I'm holding on for dear life. Eventually, he stopped pushing on me, and I closed the car door. He's like, man, that's my brother. Like, he was like, we set you up. Like, he was like, we set you up. I was just saying if you was going to talk to my little brother. Again, y'all, dun, dun, dun. How stupid of me, y'all. He was like, we set you up. And I fell for the bait. When I seen that profile picture, y'all, I should have known better. I should have known better. I seen his pictures in a photo album, and I was staring at that profile picture, but I just could not put my hand on it. Like, I just could not point out who this guy was, and they had done set me up. I don't know why I don't know why Big Mike thought to set me up. Like, sir, you was talking to somebody too. That girl, I don't know how long he was talking to that girl, but you was talking to somebody too. And as much as you call and text my phone, and you we both in the dirt here. Like, and I wasn't right. I wasn't right at all, y'all. But he was like, we set you up. So he got to reaching over me again, trying to open the car door, and he's steady trying to push me out. And I'm holding on for dear life, because he was not going to leave me back there at that airport. It was not, I don't know if Ubers was new or it was not out, but I was not about to catch no damn taxi and pay $55, $65 to get home, because you know they overtax you, overcharge you. No, sir. So I'm steady like, I'm not getting out this car. I'm not getting out the car. Y'all, he reached over me a third time, opened the car door, and this time, Big Mike showed why he really big. He pushed my ass out the car, y'all. He pushed me out. I didn't fall on the ground or nothing. You know, I caught my weight. I was on my feet, but when he pushed me out the car, he hit the gas and the door closed, and I'm standing there looking stupid. I'm just, how could I have been so stupid? I really got caught up in some mess with your brother. And again, y'all might say, he's a good man, Savannah. Why would you do that? But if I had known that was his brother, I would have never had responded back to the boy, well, Dion, in the inbox. Like, that's so set up. But anyway, he pulls off, and I'm standing up nearly in tears, because I couldn't believe he left me, y'all. He really pulled off and left me. So I pull out my Nokia, and I gets the calling. I gets the dialing. I called one time. It goes straight to voicemail. No, he didn't just block me. I call again, it go to voicemail. He blocked me, y'all. It went to voicemail. I'm standing there in the sun. The sun is beaming. It is hot. It was hot that day. I it was hot. I was sweating. I'm always sweating. It was hot though. I'm standing out there on the sidewalk, and I called him a third time and going to voice. I kept calling his phone, going to voicemail. So I'm like, I'm not gonna stand out here looking like a trick. I'm gonna find me a way to get home. So I started walking the opposite way on the street. Cause while I walk, I'm just gonna find out a plan to get home. I'm gonna call somebody or something. I walked like a mile. Kid y'all not. I lost some pounds that day. I walked like a mile. I walked like a mile, sweaty. And then I see his car pull up next to me. He pulls up next to me. Hell, I got right in that damn car. He had good AC. Who was finna walk home? Girl, I got right in that car. I wasn't thinking twice about nothing. You mad at me? We can fight later. Take me home. I was hot as hell. I got right in that damn car. No hesitation. So he pulls off and we driving. I'm like, please take me home. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't know that was your brother, whatever, whatever. But I'm acknowledging I didn't know that was his brother, but I'm still lying. I didn't know that was your brother, but I don't know what you're talking about. Just crazy, girl. Just who child. He drops me home, and just like y'all would think, he did. I was trying to apologize to him. Now the roles was reversed. I'm the one calling him and texting him, Big Mike, pick up the phone. Big Mike, pick up the phone. Big Mike, block your girl. He blocked me. Rightfully so, because what? Anyway, like a week or two go by, he can't resist me. He can't resist me in all this juiciness. So he calls me, y'all. I'm home by myself, thank God. So he called my phone. I instantly started blushing. I'm like, Big Mike can't go without your girl. He need me. He need me. So he was like, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. I'm in a house, He was like, I'm outside. I get happy because I love calls like that. Just like I said, I'm thinking we finna go on a date. We finna go ride out the city. So I hurry up, put on a little deodorant real quick, put on my sandals, you know what I'm saying? All that. I walked to the front door and something told me to look through the blinds, but I did not look through the blinds. So I opened now in my house, we had a wooden door, and behind the wooden door was a screen door. So I opened the wooden door, y'all. Tell me why Big Mike is standing there with Dion. Dion. He looked just like the boy from the photo. Skinny head, dark skin, very tall. Dun, dun, dun. I guess he wasn't done with my ass. I guess he wasn't satisfied with kicking me out. And even though he came back for me, I guess he wasn't satisfied, y'all. He was not satisfied. So now I'm standing up like a deer in headlights. Because what y'all doing here in my front door? So Big Mike was just like, so you wasn't talking to my brother? Like pointing at Dion. And Dion is just standing there smiling at me with this little evil smile. So I was like, I don't even know him. Like, I don't even know. Dion, like, you was talking to me. You was talking to me. I showed my brother the messages. And I'm still standing there like a deer in headlights. I don't know what you talking about. I'm going to lie to y'all. You already proved me guilty. But I'm going to still lie. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, yo. And I think that tipped Big Mike over the edge, y'all. Tell me why. He had a blue Gatorade in the back of his hand. And when I kept lying, saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. He took that Gatorade. He said, phew, right through the screen door. Now, the screen door stopped like 90% of the liquid from hitting me. But the other 10% splashed in my face, splashed on the floor. I was so embarrassed. When he splashed the Gatorade, why his big ass run to his truck like they some little kids? Like they were some little teenagers. His fat ass was running out my front door. I'm sorry I be saying fat a lot. I know I'm a big gal myself. But Big Mike was a big dude. His big behind was running out my front gate. Rose just jiggling. And they pulled off in his truck. It was so childish. So immature, y'all. Like they set me up. Splashed me in the face. Like what? So I'm standing there. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because the neighbor was home. The neighbor was home. She saw what happened. She would always tell my dad, my business. So I instantly go in the kitchen, grab some paper towels, wipe down the front door, wipe the floor, try to get the juice out the screen. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to clean up real quick for my daddy pull up. Like, that's embarrassing. Thank God Pop went home. That's embarrassing. I got splashed because I was talking to child. Anyway, I cleaned up everything. And yeah, after that, would y'all believe that Big Mike still was trying to talk to me? He was still trying to talk to me. After he splashed me in the face, I wasn't trying to apologize to him no more. That went out the window. When I got caught up and you left me, I was trying to apologize. But when you came to my house and pretty much assaulted me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they... So immature. I never thought he would act like that. But now I don't want to apologize anymore. All bets are off. So he still would try to call and text me, y'all. Still would call and text me. He called the house phone one time. I told my daddy to tell him, please don't call my house no more. Because, you know, it's better when another man tell you. Like, daddy, please tell him don't call this house no more. Like, my daddy told him that, you know what I'm saying? I blocked him on my little Nokia. Like, please don't call or text me no more. Like, you is immature as hell. Please stop. Like, please stop. But the reason why I even brought up this story time is because I was on Facebook, y'all. I was on Facebook, and you know how you have the people you know, like pass through your feed, and Big Mike passed through, y'all. So I was just curious. I clicked on his profile. I'm sorry, I was just curious. I clicked on his profile, and guess what, y'all? Dion passed away. He passed away last year. That is so sad. Even though I didn't care for them, how they splashed me in the face because I was wrong. That was real sad to find out. You know what I mean? He was younger than me. So that's real sad. And that just brought up the memory of what I went through with him and his brother. You know what I'm saying? And I really hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Like, I really, really hope y'all did. Because I tried to give y'all as many details as I can, honey. Me messing around with my dude, brother, child, unknowingly. I was wrong and got caught up. I hope y'all enjoyed my story time because that's the end of it, honey. And if you did enjoy it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you already haven't, like my video, leave y'all a comment down below because I like talking to y'all through the comments. And yeah, hit y'all notification bell so you can keep up with me and know when I upload. And until next time, fam, y'all know, peace.